Hey guys, Money Coach Mike here, and we are super excited for today's podcast. We're talking about how to become wealthy from any age and any stage in life. Here we go. All right. How's everyone doing today? Happy New Year. Great to be back with you, Smart Money Community. Great to be in here with you. And today we're talking about how to become wealthy from any age and any stage in life. Okay, whether you're a baby, although I don't think you'll be watching this if you're a baby, but whether you have kids that are babies, teenagers, young adults, midlife, that midlife or mid-work life, I should say, maybe in your late 30s, early 40s, 50s and beyond, how to become wealthy from any age and any stage in life. Now, here's the truth about retirement. Most people don't have enough. That's the sad reality in America right now, is that most people are not ready for retirement. In fact, there's a ton of research out there, showing that the average person has less than $1,000 saved for an emergency fund. The average person isn't saving enough for retirement. So can I show you guys and walk with you guys and show you how to have a plan from any age and any stage? Maybe you're in your 50s and you're like, man, it's too late. I wish I started, 20 years ago or whatever. Did you know it's not too late for you? Did you know that you can still retire well? And when I say retire well, I don't mean you got to quit the job you're doing. For some, they want to do that. For others, they want to continue working. But what I mean is I want you guys to be in a position where you don't have to do something, but you get to do something. That's real freedom, right? Where you got the time freedom, the financial freedom, and maybe even the location freedom. I mean, that's where we want to be, right? So let me walk you through. I'm going to walk through different ages and stages today, show you what that looks like. I'm going to pull up my trusted investment calculator, and I want to show you how simple and how easy it is to become wealthy. Now, a couple things. Know that this isn't a get rich quick thing. I'm not going to teach you how to go buy a bunch of crypto and, become a millionaire overnight. This is long-term investing. This is long-term wealth building. This is how to do it the right way, I would say. How to get it done the right way, how to get it done so you don't lose it all. That's what's happening. A lot of people are making a lot of money fast, but they're losing it really fast as well. Right? Because they don't know how to keep it. In fact, we had a member in our group today. Here, let me go find it quickly. In our one-on-one coaching group, we had a member post this, and I was like, man, solid. He came in and said, hold on, let me see if I could find what he said here. Oh, there it is right there. Proverbs 13:11. Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. Seamus, that was a good one, buddy. Great job. Great job on that post. Yeah, the get rich quick thing. And by the way, get rich quick, I mean, it's not that it can't work. I think for a lot of people, what happens is they don't know how to manage it. So you get some big gains, maybe you get a promotion, maybe you get a big payout or whatever, and we aren't taught how to manage it, so it dwindles quickly. But when you have to learn over time, little by little by little by little by little, and slowly grow wealth over 5, 10, 15, maybe 20 years to become a millionaire. You learn over that time frame how to slowly manage and mature into that type of money. All right. So let's dive in here. Let's start with your kids. For all the parents out there, I want you to see how easy it is for your kids to become wealthy. Okay. This is like no brainer easy. Okay. So I've got my nice trusted investment calculator. I'm doing this with my kids, by the way. In fact, let's start with my 6, who is now 7 today. Happy birthday, Lenny. She is 7 today, but we started this when she was 6. I'm actually going to put 6 there because we started this when she was 5. You know what? I'm going to do 5 because we started doing this when she was 5. But now she's turning 7 today. And, obviously she had nothing put away. And I just realized Lenny's not my youngest. I've got one that's younger, Colby, who's just turning 1 on Friday. He'll be 1 this Friday. So I'll walk through Colby's plan in just a sec here. But Lenny is investing about $5 a month. And she's averaging, the stock market has averaged 10 to 12%. Okay. So we'll use those numbers right now. Just know this, if you're working with a financial advisor or you're working with a bank, you're probably anywhere from 2 to 4 with a bank percent, like kinds of returns. Financial advisor, maybe 4 to 6, maybe 4 to 7. Stock market on average has done 12 to 8, depending on what part of the stock market you've been. S&P 500, if you've been in the QQQs, you're kind of probably closer to 12 to 16. Okay. But at 12%, check this out. You ready for this? At 12%, $5 a month from age 5 to 65. What do you guys think that number is going to be? A couple $100,000 maybe? Check this out. $645,000. $5 a month from age 5 to 65. Okay. 5 to 65, 645. She's only invested a total of $3,600. That's her total contributions. Her growth is over 600,000. So if we raise this to $7 a month, $8 a month, she'll be a millionaire. $1,000,000 at $8. $8 a month for my 5-year-old, who's now 7. So we've been doing this for 2 years, to become a millionaire by the time she retires at 65. Not bad. But here's the part: she ain't doing 12%. She's actually making 15%. So it actually looks more like this. If she can continue doing that, $4.9 million. So for you, those of you that have kids, oh my gosh, this boom, they're instant millionaires if you'll get started today with them. Okay, my son Colby Lion, as we call him, or as I've named him, Colby Lion. We invested $100 when he was born. In fact, let's do 0 there, and we'll put 100 here. Okay, how much have you initially, or how much money do you currently have? So we did $100 for him, nothing a month for him right now. He's in a company that's averaging, for the last 10 years, has averaged 30% year over year. Will they do that long term? I don't know, but watch this. If he never puts another dime away again for the rest of his life, but this company just averages 20%, that's $39 million. Hello. That's bonkers, right? Or if he just does the stock market average of 12%, it doesn't grow that much. 234,000. Definitely would have to put more money away for him there. But if we can get even 15%, that's $1.6 million on an initial $100 investment. That's it. That's all. Never have to put another dime away again. You just make sure that money is managed well. He's an instant millionaire by the time he gets to retirement. Now, we can do it faster, we can do it bigger, but that's how simple it is for kids. Okay. And if you got teenagers, check this out. Let's just say you got an 18-year-old. Right? Let's fast forward to 18. Okay. 18 to 65. It's going to take a little bit more than $125 a month. All right. It doesn't get you there because you've missed 18 years of growth. But what if you did, and I don't know the numbers, I'm just guessing off the top of my head, $50 a month gets you to $4.4 million. Holy cow. So let me pull that back to, let's try $30 a month. 30 from age 18 to 65, $30 a month. That's $360 a year. Makes you an instant, or by the time you retire, a millionaire. 2.6. If you go up to $20, let's try $20. 1.7. Holy cow. And if you just average 12%, you'd have to actually go higher than $20 to get there. You'd have to probably be around $30 a month back up there. Call it 35. 35 will get us there. Oh, so close. I was wrong. Call it 40. $40 gets us to $1 million from age 18. So this is for all of you that have teenagers. Maybe you're going to college. Maybe you're getting ready to pay for this 100. Did you know the average college education now is almost $100,000 a year in the US? In Canada, I'm not sure what you are, 30 or 40. Almost $100,000. You're gonna, by the time you're done, you're gonna give potentially $400,000 away to a college education that will be outdated within 2 years of your kid leaving college, and they still don't understand how to invest and grow and build wealth. They don't understand that 40 bucks a month will make them a millionaire by the time they get to retirement. But they'll have a $400,000 education on something that will be outdated in 2 years. Maybe you know how I feel about school. Listen, school's not for everybody. Definitely, if you're going to be a doctor, you better go to school. If you're going to be my doctor, I want you in school. But, if you're going to be my, I don't know, pilot, maybe there's another way around it. Or my bus driver or whatever, my Uber driver. You know what I'm saying? But this is crazy that this isn't being taught. From 18 to 65, just $40 a month on an average market of 12%, average interest rate of 12% makes you a millionaire. Your total contributions, by the way, for those of you that are listening, $22,560 are your total contributions from age 18 to 65. That's $40 a month, so roughly about $480 a year from age 18 to 65. That's it. Your total growth, okay, this is what the market gives you. The stock market's giving you over $1 million. Again, why isn't this a requirement to graduate from high school? Learn how to manage your money, do a budget, and understand what it takes to become a millionaire. Now, whether you do it or not, it's a different story, but you should not be able to sign off on that diploma until your kids, your students, can show you how to become a millionaire. Man, we would have so many problems would be solved in our society if every person understood how to do this. I know not every person would do this, but if every person understood how to do this, we'd solve so many problems. Okay. All right, so we're moving on here now. Let's talk about those who are in, let's just say you're 25, 30, 35 years old. Now, our goal, by the way, okay, so here's the deal. Most people, by the time they get into their mid 20s, early 30s, they're in debt. They've plugged into the system. They've believed all the lies they've been told about money. You need a credit card for an emergency fund to build your credit score. You need to go into debt. Blah 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 blah. Now, I'm not talking about mortgages. If you want to go into debt for mortgage, that's completely different. I'm talking about going into debt for credit cards, car loans, going to debt for lines of credit, going to debt for school. I'll add that in there. And what happens is they get put into these high amounts of debt, into these high payments. Instead of investing and building wealth, they continue to make payments. Now, their goal is to not be in debt for their whole lives. No one plans to being on debt for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. But the reality is, most people do. Ouch. Most people do. So what happens is when people come and work with us, we say 24 months to get consumer debt free. And that's whether you have 10, 15, 20, $100,000 or more. For the majority of people, we want you out of debt in 24 months or less. So some might take a touch longer, like it might take you 30 months, but this isn't taking you 5 years to get out of debt. Okay, and there's a couple of reasons for that. I'll go through one of them. The law of diminishing intent. And what that is basically the longer it takes you to do something, the less likely you're going to achieve that, less likely you're going to do it. And so what happens is when people are in debt for so long, the law of diminishing intent really is at play in their lives. And, they just continue to go further into debt. They'll pay some off and go back into debt. Maybe this has been your experience. Because what happens is at some point in your lifetime, life's going to come your way. An emergency is going to come your way. An unexpected event's going to come your way. If you're not prepared for it, that's going to pull you back into debt. So maybe you're knocking off debt, and then boom, life hits you and you got no other plan and you fall back into debt. Right? So we tell people when you come work with us, 24 months or less for the majority of you to get completely consumer debt free. Because then what we can do when we get completely consumer debt free, we can build a really nice emergency fund that covers anything life's going to throw at you. And then we can start investing to build wealth. Okay. And because really what you should be doing is just spending most of your life in wealth building activities. Very small part of your life should be paying off debt. Okay, a very small part of your life should be paying off debt, and the rest of your life should be wealth building activities like investing, maybe real estate if you want to do that, starting a business. All of that stuff should really be the focus of the most of your life. But for most people, unfortunately, the focus of most of their life is paying off debt because Visa and MasterCard understand how all this works. And if they can be the ones earning 20%, guess what? They become bazillionaires. Well, the average person stays broke. Okay. That's why I want to show you this. So let's just fast forward to 30. Let's just say you're in your 30s, mid 30s, what does this math look like? Well, the average person right now, and the stats are changing, the stats are actually getting worse, but the average person right now carries probably about $30,000. Okay. And credit card debt, if you times that by 20% interest, that's $6,000 a year. Divide that by 12, that's $500 a month. What if you were to get debt free, starting with nothing? Okay, let's just say you got nothing currently invested, but you got debt free and you were able to free up $500 a month from age 30 to 65. If you were at average 12% in the stock market, that's $3.2 million by the time you get to retirement. In fact, let's just see if this gets you to a millionaire by 55. Oh, so close. You're like $60,000 away. By the time you hit 55, so 25 years later, you're $60,000 away from being a millionaire. So I guarantee you by 56, 57, you're a millionaire. Let's just try that number. 56 years. Yeah. By the time from age 30 to 56, so 26 years at $500 a month, you become a millionaire. And the reason why I'm hitting this $1 million mark, by the way, is because $1 million roughly should produce for you, on average, about $120,000 a year. And if you do this, and you can do this tax free as well. So for some of you, that'll be $120,000 a year tax free. Now that's a decent income, especially if you have a paid for home, if you have no debt, if you've got a great emergency fund, you've got a car fund. $120,000 a year tax free is it's not bad. It's decent. So that's what $1 million does for you. For the rest of your life, it will produce for you roughly about $120,000 a year. And if you do it tax free, tax free. If you don't do it tax free, then good luck. Half of that will go to the government, um, which has proven to be pretty useless. So do this tax free. Okay. That's $1 million a year. That's not bad. And now, if you decide to work for another 10 years, you saw the numbers there. We go to 65. That's $3.2 million, which would be, again, if we run the numbers tax free, 120, 240, that'd be roughly about $360,000 a year. Again, you can do this tax free. If you do it tax free, that's roughly about $360,000 a year for the rest of your life tax free. Now, that's a good income. That's nice. $360,000 a year tax free. That's nice. $27,000 a month is what you're living off of. You're doing well on investing $500 a month. But here's what happens. See, Visa and MasterCard understand this. And so what they try and do, and they try and do this when you're like 18, they try and get you that to get into credit card debt. They'll give you that free burrito. They'll give you that Frisbee or that free t-shirt, you know, get you to take that credit card. Now, you don't plan on ever going into debt. We know that. And they know that too. Well, we also know if you hold a credit card in your wallet long enough, you will eventually go into debt. So if we just play this number from age 30, let's just say by the time you're 30, you're paying $500 a month. But see, Visa and MasterCard are making like 22% interest on that. So this is what their numbers look like over your lifetime. $56 million over your lifetime. That's one person. Now you times that by hundreds, if not millions of people, actually more than millions, tens of millions of people. And you can see why Visa and MasterCard and Chase and all these other companies make billions of dollars every single year. In fact, I believe it was 2024, maybe 2023, Visa made over $40 billion in 1 year. It's because they understand this. Most people don't because they aren't taught this, unfortunately. Okay. But yeah, there you go. Okay. But if you were to average that 12%, that's how you become a multi-millionaire. Okay. Now moving on. What if you're in your 40s? You're like, Mike, I'm in my 40s. I'm not in my 30s anymore. I don't have time. That 10 years I don't have anymore. What do? Age 40 to 65, $500 a month at 12% gets you almost to $1 million. Okay. So maybe you got to do 550 a month. 550 gets you to that $1 million mark in 25 years. It's not bad. Again, most people pay $1,000 a month to a car payment these days. Most people pay a couple $1,000s a month to their credit cards and their lines of credit these days. Right? If you can get debt free in the next 24 months, and that's our goal, to get you completely consumer debt free in 24 months so that you can free up that thousand to two to three to maybe even $4,000 a month you're paying towards the debt. Start to use some of it to build wealth, start to use some of it to go on vacation, to save, to get margin in your life, and you start to rock. So it takes $550 a month from age 40 to 65 to become a millionaire. Now, most people in their 40s aren't paying 500 bucks a month. They're paying like $1,000 a month on average towards debt. It's $12,000 a year. At $1,000 a month, that's like $1.8 million by the time you retire. If you decide to retire at 65, but 25 years to get $1.8 million. Not bad. Okay. So there you go. If you're 40, mid 40s, boom, there's your plan. It's not hard. Get rid of the car payment, get rid of the credit cards, the lines of credits, save some of that money and or start to invest some of that money. Boom, you start to build wealth. What about if you're in your 50s? Uh-oh. Time is running out. See, $1,000 a month in your 50s at 12% only grows to $500,000, which is okay. Maybe for my parents 40 years ago. It's not okay for me and my generation, my kid generation. It will not be enough. Most people can't buy a house for that anymore, right? So it's just not going to be enough. Newsflash. Sorry to scare you. Hopefully it doesn't scare you. Hopefully it inspires you to get out of the rat race of debt and the game that the banks are playing with you. Okay. But 50, so what do you do? Well, there's a couple options. One, we can increase, put more money towards it. So $2,000 a month gets us to close enough. Gets us to that almost 999,000. Yeah, you're like $1,000 away from hitting that $1 million mark. Okay. Or maybe you don't have $2,000 a month. Maybe it's like, I got 1,000. What if we increase our return? What if instead of 12%, maybe you average 18%? Oh, look at that. Within 15 years, if you can get 18% return, that's $900,000. You get so close to becoming a millionaire. In fact, let's look at this, guys. This is one of the things I use to help judge how well the stock market's doing here. It's called Buy Upside. It's a free website. It's just stock market information. So, what if instead of investing in an average stock market fund, you decide to invest into an ETF that doubles the stock market? So, for example, there's QLD, and if we go back over the last 15 years, I'll go to 2010. QLD has averaged 32.4%. Wow. 32.4% over the last 10 years. That would be from age 50 to 65, $4.4 million. In fact, you could probably go back down to the $500 example. $2.2 million. In fact, what if we went down to $300 a month? Anybody and everybody can do $300 a month. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your situation is. I can show you how to find an extra $300 a month like clockwork. That's easy without blinking. Whether you're disabled, whether you can work outside the house or you can only work in the house, wherever you are, I can show you how to find an extra $300 a month. Okay. No excuses as to why you can't retire. Well, $300 a month. What does that get us? Get us at 32%, $1.3 million in 15 years. Wow. That's using, you're like, well, what's QLD? What's an ETF? I don't have time to teach that to you today. That's a whole lesson on its own. But essentially, an ETF stands for exchange traded fund, and it's a basket of funds you can own within the stock market. And a QLD is QQQ. If you've heard of the QQQ, it's a QQQ doubler. So whatever the QQQ does, QLD will double that to the upside and downside. In fact, if I go back to, let's see if QLD's been around let's see how long it's been around for. It's been around since 2006, and since 2006, so almost 20 years, it's averaged 24.69%. So that includes the 2008 drop. That includes your 2015 pullback, your 2018 pullback. That includes your COVID pullback, okay, which the market pulled back 40%. That includes your 2022 pullback we had a couple years ago. It's averaged 24.69% over the last 20 years. Now, will it continue to do that? I don't know, but I do have a bias that the market will continue to do well long term. Day to day, who knows? Month to month, who knows? Year to year, eh. Some years are great, some years are okay, but I do know long term the market will continue to do well. So maybe you invest into a QLD style ETF from age 50 to 65. Holy cow. Okay, now what if you're 60? Uh-oh, now we're getting up there, right? We are getting up there. What if you're 60? All the 60-year-olds or those that are close to being 60, pay attention. Okay, now obviously 60 to 65, $300 a month isn't going to work. In fact, $1,000 a month might not even work at that age. It's going to work, but it's not going to get you much. Look at that. 60 to 65, $1,000 a month turns into $146,000. Yeah, it's not enough. Okay, yeah, if you want to get close to $1 million, it's not enough. But what if we extend out just a little bit longer? What if instead of 65, we go to 72? The average retirement age now is actually 67 or later. 65 was like my parents' retirement, my generation, my kids' generation. They're expected to continue working into their 70s. So what if we push it off just a little bit longer? That $1,000 a month, if we can average that 32%, which I know is pretty crazy. Look at that. That's $1.6 million. Maybe we only do 25% per month. Almost $1 million. Not bad. Oh, sorry, 25% per year is what I meant to say. Not bad. $886,000 between age 60 and 72, $1,000 a month, averaging 25%. You know what's averaged like 25% over the last 25 years? Companies like Apple, Microsoft's around there, not maybe not exactly 25, but 20-ish percent. Nvidia has done actually in the last 10, 15 years, 30% year over year. So there's a lot of great companies that can help you build wealth really fast. And this is how you can build wealth from any age and any stage in life. Here's what it takes. One, getting on a plan to get debt free as fast and as soon as possible, because the way to wealth is usually what you're giving to Visa and MasterCard. So you want to build wealth, you want to become what, whether it's a million, 2 million, 500,000, whatever that number is for you, the fastest way to get there is to get debt free and free up the income you're working, all that income you're working for, free that up. Because for most people, 25 to 30 to 40% of their income goes towards debt payments. And I get it. Life's more expensive. Food's up. My car payments have doubled. Like, I get all that. I get that. But that doesn't have to be your story if you're willing to work a plan. Okay? If you're willing to work a plan that gets you debt free, a plan that keeps you debt free. And that's the key component, not getting debt free, but staying debt free. If you can't stay debt free, this won't work for you. But a plan that gets you debt free, keeps you debt free, shows you how to build wealth. Okay? Shows you how to free up more money so you can get debt free even faster. And I've got a plan. I've got a really good plan for you guys. We've got the Find More Money Challenge starting February 3rd. So something like 20 days away. The average person coming through the Find More Money Challenge finds an extra $250 to $500 more per month. That's an extra $3,000 to $6,000 a year. In this example, I used, for the majority of you, $300 to $500 as my example. So I want to show you how to find that extra $250 to $500 more per month that you can use if you need to get debt free and break free of the shackles of debt. You can use that to start knocking off your debt. If you're ready to do vacations or, pay cash for cars, I'll show you how to do that. If you're ready to invest and build wealth, I'll show you how to do that. In fact, on one of the days, I'm going to show you 3 ways that Visa pays me. Did you know that Visa is making me a millionaire right now? Yeah. And it's not through the points and perks and all that stuff. That's not what I'm getting at. Visa is making me a millionaire. And I'm going to reveal that, pull back the curtains, and show you exactly how to do that. And exactly how to grow that wealth through a company like Visa and many others. All right. So if you want to hop on and Find My Money Challenge February 3rd to 8th, 2025. General admission tickets are $10. $10. And I'm going to show you how to become a millionaire. Come on. That's a no-brainer. VIP tickets are $47, although we got a promo right now. If you use Save 20 at checkout, you get your VIP ticket for $27. And we'll give you what we call the no-brainer guarantee. If you don't get at least $1,000 of value the week we do the challenge, just let us know. Say, Mike, you sucked. It was horrible, and we'll refund your money. The no-brainer guarantee. What do you have to lose? Nothing. You have everything to gain. So if you're ready to find more money, if you're ready to get out of debt, if you're ready to, learn how to build wealth, simply how to do it well, how to do it without risking all your money in cryptocurrencies and all that junk, moneycoachmike.com/find more money. That's where it's going to be. Okay. And you can use that promo code SAVE20. That's only going to be available, though, for another week or so. And then you're going to take all VIP tickets are going back up to $47. And by the way, they're worth it at $47. But if you want to get that extra deal, $27 to get your VIP ticket, a whole bunch of cool bonuses we're going to give you, Q&A sessions, all of that you get access to as a VIP member. moneycoachmike.com/find more money. Awesome, guys. Well, I hope this inspired you. This is how you can become wealthy from any age and any stage in life. And here's what I know to be true. In my life, I'm just like you. I was over $80,000 in debt, struggled living paycheck to paycheck, couldn't figure it out for years, and finally cracked the code. And that's what we teach people to do, is the way I got out of debt, the way Coach Jen got out of debt, Coach Neil, Coach Christy. We've all gotten out of debt and stayed out of debt. And that's our goal, is we want to show you how to do the same. Okay? So Find More Money Challenge is where we're going to show you how to do that. Find more money on just everything, on your credit cards, on your everyday expenses, and also through wealth building. All right, guys. Hope that inspired you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.